Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Today, the African National Congress will reflect on the 100 days of government and the ANC leading as the largest political party, the government of national unity. Today, the president at 6 o'clock will address here, talking about 100 days of the GNU. So this will entail a follow-up in terms of different subcommittees of the African National Congress to talk about issues that we are dealing with that have been implemented by the African National Congress-led government in the past 100 days. This will include matters of the economy. Remember, in terms of the elections, we talked about the economy thriving, creating jobs, dealing with cost of living. We talk about issues of infrastructure. These are the matters that will reflect on matters of trade and so on. We'll talk about social intervention or transformation in our country. All our different leaders of different subcommittees will reflect throughout the week on the 100 days. And continuing with the work that started in the 6th administration, now in the 7th administration, about what the ANC is doing for what it has committed it will do for the people of South Africa on the 29th of May. The second part will be to thank South Africans who have voted the ANC on the 29th of May because we owe it to them that we are still government and we are continuing to lead South Africa as a whole in terms of matters of governance in our country. So at 6 o'clock today, the President will deliver the message here, including thanking all South Africans for voting the ANC on the 29th of May. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, SG. I am going to take hands. Newsroom.
Thank you very much. It's Zianda Ngobo from Newsroom Africa. I just want the Secretary General's comments as you've been snubbed by your alliance partner, the SACP, from attending today. It's quite an indictment. And if you could reflect then on how many times you've been having bilaterals, because it's come up then that you actually haven't been having your bilateral meetings with the SACP, and that's led to the relations being in their current state. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. First, with regard to the SACP, we saw the notice in the media yesterday. We have invited all our alliance partners to come to the reflection of the 100 days. And reflection of the 100 days is not celebration. There's nothing to celebrate. We are thanking our people for voting the ANC and committing ourselves and reflecting in these 100 days what we have done. Now, they will miss the opportunity to reflect on the GNU and what we are doing in terms of the GNU led by the ANC, what the ANC has done in terms of government as a whole, in terms of accelerating a social transformation. It's an unfortunate situation because today we're supposed to start with a bilateral meeting with the SACP. The GS of the Communist Party called me in the morning yesterday and asked for the postponement because of the event that is going to take place at 6. We put it at 6 and we can't reverse it because we wanted to cater for this bilateral meeting. Now we will have to work out a date for the new bilateral and as well as the Alliance Political Committee meeting that has to take place. So, Zianda, it's really unfortunate because we would have started at 10 for a bilateral meeting and maybe talk about this moment. Because the SACP also had a Politburo this past week, and talk about politics of this moment going forward. But nonetheless, we will await till we finalize the date at a later stage. We are very much committed to bilateral meetings with the SACP. We're moving ahead, and there's nothing that will deter us. We talk and we thank our people. We talk about what has happened in the last 100 days. The rest of South Africa have spoken. Research and polls have been conducted. And the polls are very positive. They say South Africans are positive, are upbeat about the 7th administration. And of course, that positivity comes from the results. For instance, today, 200 days without load shedding in the Republic. Work has been done in terms of the fight against crime. Society is coming to the party. We're working together. We're building social compacts in order to ensure we address the biggest challenge we are facing of unemployment in our country and creating jobs and making it a point that our economy create jobs. There's been a positive energy in relation to the aspect of job creation and all partners coming to the party, as we would have seen the president leading in relation to social compact, business and labor. In this regard, there's been a really positive energy in making us move forward faster on the task of job creation and economic growth in South Africa.
Thank you very much, SABC.
We thought that the bilateral today will make us not to talk past each other. We should be spending a couple of hours talking about this disrespect that Comrade Soli, the GS of the party, talks about. So we should have spent a lot of time this morning doing this work, but nonetheless we'll defer. We'll defer and we'll hear from the party what do they mean that we're disrespecting them. Because there's nothing that has shown that we disrespect the party. We have been with the party from the beginning of the negotiations, and at the same time, when we analyzed and said that we have suffered a strategic setback, we're with them in the talks about talks, and we're with them when we constituted government. So it doesn't help to talk to your allies through the press. So if I can respond to Soli in many ways and rebut what he's talking about, but it doesn't help the alliance, doesn't help the Communist Party, it doesn't help the ANC that we talk past each other. So let's get down to business. Let's talk about this moment, the characterization. The ANC have done that work. We have done that work. We have gone to our National Executive Committee and we have analyzed appropriately what has happened. And we have also gone to the NEC, analyzed the outcome of the elections, what it means, using data at our disposal. So we are ready to share that with the party. And politically what this moment means to us, how we characterize it, and the GNU itself as a tactical intervention. There is often an accentuated verbosity about the GNU, that the GNU is something like as though we in the ANC love the GNU. This is produced by the moment. And we could have come to GNU, we could have come to Grand Coalition and all of that. This is not what we envisage. We did not struggle for a GNU. We don't understand at the conceptual level where we don't find each other. Because we did not struggle and campaign for a GNU or a grand coalition. We were campaigning for an outright majority, which we did not get. Okay? We did not get outright majority. So we can't be forced by other political parties. We make our own choices, tactical choices. And then we arrived at the decision that GNU for South Africa is good. And that's what the ANC decided. And in relation to that, we invited political parties across. We met everybody. There's no one we didn't meet with. And then they decided that they won't be part of the GNU, and that is it, and then they left. And then we constituted government within 14 days. And that's what has actually happened. So the GNU is grinding, is led by the African National Congress as a majority party. We are passing bills, including the Bella bill. We will be talking to all the parties on the two issues that are outstanding in terms of the Bella bill. In 3 months, that will be changed. We have signed into law NHI. It's been implemented. Yintoni ke ngoku ekukhalwa ngayo ngoba siyaqhuba. Secondly, we are not allies with the DA. GNUs and coalitions are constituted not by allies. They are constituted in most cases by rivals. Political parties who necessarily don't agree ideologically. We and the DA, we are water and oil. We don't mix. And then the DA will fight for what they believe they want to fight for, but we will keep grinding in terms of ensuring that we deepen social transformation and the National Democratic Revolution. So we can't speak on behalf of another party. They can speak for themselves. And at the same time, we will speak for the ANC and what the ANC actually stand for and so on. So we are very much alive and very much clear about what we have achieved and what needs to be done. So today it is 100 days of the government in place that has been constituted, and we are going to do those reflections about what we are achieving and what we are going to be doing going forward. And the president will speak here at 6 o'clock today. At 2 o'clock, we'll have an officials meeting of the ANC, which is routinely our engagement. Every Monday we meet here at the ANC headquarters. It's only today because we expected a bilateral. We would have started at 10 with the bilateral with the SACP, and we would have ended at around 6 o'clock. Even if we would not have finished the agenda at 6 o'clock, we will come here, President speak, and we go back. We did not invite the SACP to come and speak. But if they wanted to come and speak and reflect, including criticizing, they are allowed to do that. But their criticism must be informed of what is happening, and at the same time, we understand how we move forward. We can't elevate GNU as a strategic goal. It is a tactical intervention. And it's not what we wanted, it's not what we want at the end of the day. The rest of the other issues we will engage in the bilateral with the SACP.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. Shannon Mariskasi, Broadcasting Africa, all protocol observed. As you say, you are here today as the ANC to thank the voters that voted for the ANC. The IEC result shows 10 million registered voters did not vote for the ANC or GNU or any political party on the ballot. They actually stayed away from voting. What do you say to that 10 million registered voters that are eligible to vote in 2026? What do you say to them?
We want to thank all South Africans who voted for the ANC. We have 6 million people who have voted for the ANC. Even those that did not vote, our job as a political party is to work harder and is to analyze why they stayed away, they did not vote, and there are reasons. You know why they did not. They were not enthused to stand on the queues and vote in their numbers. They were affected by issues of load shedding. some unemployment and all of that. The things we promised in our manifesto, which we have tested in the focus groups, that this is what South Africans want of the ANC. We implement those 6 priorities. The people will come back and vote for the African National Congress. So it is not an event, the question of rekindling the loyalty of the people to the ANC. It's a process. Now, 100 days reflections cannot go without thanking people for voting for you, for voting for us as the ANC. And also, we pay tribute to Tito Mboweni, who passed away. We will do so today with all people who will be here. We thank the volunteers who participated in this difficult campaign. And we managed to come with 6 million people. So we need to thank people. Those who did not vote, it is a task of us to keep on working on ensuring that when the election comes, they will come and vote. But the starting point is to deliver. And if we deliver for the people, we do things right, there is an order in what we are doing, the people will come and vote for the ANC going forward. Like now, we are told that by the polls that people are positive because they are hoping for good things to come. And that is what ourselves as the ANC and our government, we're looking forward to delivering for the people of South Africa.
Thank you very much, SG. I take it that that's a brainwave. An afterthought. Lisa, you'll be the last person.
Lisa Gatandwa, Times Live SG. Just 2 things away from the GNU, just in terms of geopolitics. South Africa and several other countries have signed a letter to the UN General Secretary around Israel and its terming the UN General Secretary persona non grata. Just your reaction to that. And I know that you are going through your own drama around Morocco, but there's been several violations by Morocco in terms of the Constitutions Act of the African Union. Is it not time that South Africa takes similar steps as it did with Israel when it comes to Morocco?
We will examine the situations as and when we move on, including the international balance of forces. What is happening in the Middle East is of great concern to us, and that is why we will support every initiative to hold Israel accountable. And we joined and we lead calls for ceasefire. And we support the European Union in terms of the steps they've taken in terms of holding Morocco accountable and guaranteeing the self-determination of the Western Sahrawi people. And we don't have drama with Morocco. It's just an individual misbehaving. That's it. There's no drama. So we are acting in terms of that. Finish and clear. Stop there, and then there's no drama. We don't have drama. We are a party that fights for justice. And when it comes to Western Sahara, we are known for what we stand for. Should we come to that decision that we need to take similar steps with regard to Morocco, the National Executive Committee will guide in relation to that, and we will dutifully so come back to you to inform you about the steps the ANC will take. We journalists. Aye, subuza.
All right, I see that.